Yo! Who the hell saw that coming? Like, that was the last conclusion I expected going into this episode. Like, really, when does the protagonist lose like this? Like, this is kinda crazy, am I right? Am I right? But you know what? Fuck it, I love this doofus right here. I can't help but be happy for him. That's right, everybody. If you, in a twist that, like, this just doesn't happen. Like, there's no other way to say this. The protagonist always wins the big tournament. Or if he loses, it's for, like, some big plot thing and he's got to get stronger so he can win the big tournament next time. It's like, no. This tournament, like, was the big thing we were building to with the arc, and the conclusion is Yugioh loses to Luke. You don't expect that. Like, Yugioh is like this super smart, super talented duelist, although, let's be real here, that trap he played at the end of that was pretty fucking ass. Like, that is not, like, 10 level 7s in the grave, just for a bounce and a summon? Like, come on. You can do better, my boy. But no, like, this was genuinely kind of insane and great, and I kind of love it, because as it was happening, all I could think to myself is, this is what Luke wants. Luke wants to be the king of the duels. It's all he's ever wanted in life. Whereas with Yugioh, this is just kind of a new thing that's happening for him. So to kind of see Luke get his wish and his dream, I'm kind of sitting here thinking, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for this little guy. All in all, though, this was a really exciting, fun duel. Like, it's insanely back and forth. If you couldn't tell from when I did the top 10 best duels list, I love duels that are very back and forth and just have a fuck ton of summons. Like, just bust out as many crazy monsters as possible, and I will be happy. And that is what you have here. They just give it their all. Every turn, it's like, here's something big, here's attacks, here's strategy, here's using traps right, here's using spells right. Yugioh came back from a bad hand and was able to keep up. Luke had a good hand the whole time, but is arguably undermatched because of Yugioh's intelligence. Like, it really was a super fun, entertaining duel. I think my favorite duel thus far in the anime is still Yugioh versus Nail. I think that one still is like the just most exciting, fun, different duel of the show. But this is up there. Like, this was really fun to watch. And everyone's side banter is a lot of fun too. I love seeing like Roman and Gakudo just kind of like freaking out every second. What's going on? What are they doing? Oh my god, this is intense. The only thing that annoyed me though is the bit when Luke has the monster that can't be destroyed by battle. And they're like, why is he attacking? Is he insane? I've brought this up when it happens in the past, but that always gets on my nerves. Like, maybe it's because I'm a real-world competitive player, but I tend to always think to myself, if someone's doing something that doesn't make sense to me, that only makes me want to watch it more, not jump to conclusions, because that means they're going to do something crazy. If I attack into a bigger monster with a weaker monster, my opponent is something I'm about to do some crazy shit. Or my personal favorite, when time ends in the round, and they assume, like, I can't get any damage in, and they forget I'm playing Thunder Dragons, and I've got Gustav Max, bitch! I miss tournaments, I miss competitive, God. Yeah, but so that is good. Roa and Nail are such fun to listen to, though this is sort of going to be off topic. Does anyone wish Nail would get, like, another outfit? Like, I know boys very rarely have different outfits, and a lot of people, myself included, have kind of felt like Yu-Gi-Oh's, like, fashion game has been going downhill. But seriously, he looks like he's in pajamas. Like, put this boy in some real clothes. But yeah, so anyways, they are all fun. The duel is continuing. The robot is, like, disintegrating on the moon? Like, how big is this thing? Like, can you really? Because it looks like everything is going on in real time. So how can you in like 45 minutes destroy this whole robot or even repair it that much? Like, what is going on? But yeah, no, so that's all going on. Like I said, the duel is really entertaining. The big things is that everyone is going along with the idea that Otis is doing this, which again, makes me think all the more he's not doing this. Also, a poster for the next arc was revealed online the other day. I'm not going to cover it here in case anyone wants to go in blind, but I will say it kind of gives you somewhat of an idea what's going on. It's a really fucking weird poster, man. But yeah, so anyways, so the duel continues, and of course the big thing is that rush duels will be uninstalled by the end of it. They can delay it a little bit if they cancel the duel, but regardless, rush duel is going to go. And they're thinking, let's cancel it, but you're like, nah, man, if it's gonna go, let's do this! Let's have the most awesome final rush duel ever, and it does kind of give it this fun tone of like they're giving it their all one last time, but right when Yugioh says that, he pushes a button on his duel disc, because Yugioh is too fucking smart to be a normal shonen protagonist, and she's like, nah, man, let it go, it's gonna die, ride or die, bitch. Remember Yusaku? I know I insult Yusaku a lot. Remember how often he's like, no, I'm continuing the duel because that's what a duelist does and the plot says so. Here it's just kind of like, oh no, I've already got a plan, so we might as well just enjoy ourselves and stall for time. So that way my plan can work itself out. The reveal of Kaizo at the end there is so fucking funny. Like, after what we saw Kaizo doing last, to see what he's reduced Kaizo to, partially to save the day, but also partially I feel like his punishment. Just like, this is your version of horny jail. So yeah, like, Kaizo just, like, comes up and he's like, this sucks. I love it when Kaizo suffers in this show, because he can be such a little douchebag. Like, can't help but love him. So then it turns out the whole time that, yeah, Yugioh and Nail and Roa had already, like, made a countermeasure and were saving the day. So rush duels get reinstalled. The robot is fixed using what I assume is alchemy. That's the only logical thing. It's standing there. Where the fuck did the robot come from? Why is there a robot? But yeah, so the duel ends, and again the OP starts playing, and again it's clever because like the OP is supposed to play for our hero being triumphant. Well, no, our hero is losing, but because of who it is, and like you just kind of feel it. I'm just sort of like, yeah, Luke's not the protagonist, and he's not as fun or relatable or likable as Yugioh, but he's a great character. And getting to see him succeed and be victorious, there is something just kind of that puts a big goofy smile on your face to see him do it. And then when he wins and like everyone's happy and like Yugioh's genuinely like annoyed he lost but is still happy for his friend, it's just those little character moments that make you happy, and seeing everyone just watching along and all that. Also, that image in the end credits of everyone like kind of chibi looking asleep, that is so precious. Someone make a playmat of that! Do it! You made a fucking Ash Blossom mat. I demand a mat of the best Yu-Gi-Oh characters. Asleep at a sleepover. Do it, Konami! Do it. So then the episode ends with showing space as a Star Destroyer is heading for Earth, and the silhouettes of our next round of villains is coming. If you told me a year ago where Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s was going was what looks like legit aliens, or maybe advanced humans, and that there's a robot on the moon, and that there's a weird guy with a mask, okay, that's fairly normal for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or that there's like an evil corporation, but they're like this really clever satire about actual corporations and how their power is becoming too much, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, I would not have believed you that this would be one of the best Yu-Gi-Ohs. I went in, because, like, this is essentially the end of Arc 1, Year 1. Like, that's kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh does things. I wouldn't have believed you. Like, simply put, like, going into this, nothing would have led me to believe that this would be one of the best Yu-Gi-Ohs, but god damn it, I love this show so damn much. Yeah, but so anyways, what do you think of this episode? Tell me that below. Did you like the duel? Would you still like to see Yugioh win? Because I have a feeling this kind of sets up that the final duel of the show will probably be Yugioh versus Luke, and Yugioh will finally win. But yeah, that's very cute to see. And as for the TCG question of the week, the OCG ban list came out, was it yesterday or the day before? And I didn't do a video because it's just kind of really hard for me to get interested in the OCG ban list. It doesn't affect me. Like, yeah, a lot of times it impacts the TCG, but I'd argue our format right now is a little bit different, because the big thing that happened was Zodiac Dryden is back to banned, which is kind of funny. But even though I know Tri-Brigade Zoo is a very powerful deck here from what I have been following of competitive, I feel like it functions a little bit different here because the TCG is just so much faster and so much aggressive. So even though I think Dryden is still a very powerful card and a very logical potential hit, I just feel like in a world where you don't have Max C here and there's so much more crazy shit decks can do, I just don't know if one Dryden is really as powerful as it was when it got banned originally. Even at the time, people said Broad Bowl was enough. You didn't need to kill Dryden. So yeah, we shall see if that has an impact of us, but tell us below if you even care or what you think of the ban list. But yeah, that is that. Talk about all that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week for, I think, aliens.